3, 2, 1.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Thank you so much for listening. We are the Real Pineapple. This is Hunter, and I'm here with Colin, fresh from Mexico with a tan. Colin, how you doing, sir?
Hola, señor. Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
I thought you mixed French along with Spanish there. Isn't? Oh no, A2. No, that is Spanish, isn't it?
It's all Spanish. Those are the only words I know for sure are Spanish.
Okay, A trois is French. Yeah. I literally took one day Spanish. I was like, yeah, I don't like that.
Well, when you think Spanish is French, I can tell you dropped pretty quick.
You are not wrong. No. Okay, so really random detour, but but when in high school, actually, they offered Spanish, French, Italian, and German, if memory serves. And I went through all three classes before. I was just like, all right, French is the only one I haven't tried, so sure. But
gave it the old Hunter try.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually used to be really good speaking French, but yeah, just I mean, there's no
keywords used to be.
Yeah, I mean, well, I actually had a customer call in the other day. I was actually able to speak a little French, and then she said something that was way out of my league. That was like level 5. I'm like, okay, let's talk for English again. Level 5. Test me that much.
Classic level 5 French.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, I'm loving to start this podcast. So, guys, we're here to talk about this. Oh my god, I'm trying to think about when the deal happened. It seems like it happened forever ago already, but
it happened
last week.
Yeah, I think it happened when I was in Mexico, right? I was gone.
So in case you guys haven't heard, which I'm sure you have, but Disney, in theory, because I guess the Democrats are actually trying to have like meetings to look at this deal.
Ooh, the dirty Democrats.
It's gonna push through. Don't even. Yeah.
The lawyers are coming out.
Yeah, this is pushing through. There's no way it's not. But Disney has just straight up bought Fox. Was like, hey, we want a new toy to play with. Come here. And so
straight up.
Yeah, $52 billion. Mm-hmm. Good God in heaven, that's insane.
Yeah, just crazy.
So I just want to talk about this a little bit because, honest to God, so there's the main. What's the main reason you were tracking this forever? There's one main reason. We can talk about all the other little things, but what's really going on here, Hunter? Oh, because I want the X-Men and Fantastic Four back in the MCU. Yeah. I fully acknowledge this.
Yeah, that's all that matters, really, when it boils down.
I mean, in the end, that is basically what it comes back to. And I fully acknowledge that. I'm not even trying to hide that. I wasn't thinking. That wasn't the first thought I had.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people were just probably saw this news story and they're like, oh, so what? But they just don't realize. You got to teach the public, Hunter.
Dude, that's why we're here. Because trust me, I have looked in this. I have looked closely at this deal for last week. Because Mama Hunter was the one who actually, love you, mommy. She was like, wait, what just happened? I was like, oh yeah. And she was like, you called this like a year ago. I'm like, you're goddamn right, I did. I called this when they bought, when they got the shared rights to Spider-Man. I was like, give it 3 years. I was like, they'll own Fox. And everyone was insane. I was like,
which is funny because isn't Spider-Man Sony?
Spider-Man Sony, yeah. But so here's the thing, and if you would allow me my soapbox here for a moment. I am so happy this happened, and not just because of the whole X-Men and Fantastic Four coming back, but Fox has been making whether it's their shitty news network or their shitty X-Men movies, they have just been coasting for the last 15 years. And straight up, Logan is one of my favorite movies of this year. Deadpool would probably break my top 10 for favorite comic book movies. But bottom line, they've put out 3 absolute fucking dog shit Fantastic Four movies, and they've put out like 80% terrible X-Men movies. I mean, you can name like 3, maybe 4 if you love Days of Future Past that are good. And it's ridiculous. Like, the thing that kills me about that, Colin, is that the X-Men are genuinely made to be like an ongoing deal where you can like roster out different mutants and all that. And they focus on like 7, maybe, the whole film franchise. It's fucking irritating. So I'm so happy they lost the rights. I'm like, good. Now, I'm not happy at, granted, the fact that it sounds like the rumor is that 10,000 people are basically going to lose their jobs because of this merger, which fucking sucks. So, my deepest condolences on that. But as far as having the right to keep making X-Men movies, they have fucking lost it for me. They're making that New Mutants movie, which looks like dog shit. They're making that X-Men Dark Phoenix movie when they just rebooted the goddamn franchise. Oh, let's get back to the Phoenix Saga, and they're going to fuck it up again. And then we're getting a Gambit movie, which could be good, but I'm not optimistic.
When's the Gambit movie coming out?
That comes out I believe that's 2019 that's coming out.
And that'll be Fox?
Was
it trying to be R?
Oh, actually, that won't be Fox, because they haven't actually started on it. But so I don't know.
Well, it's not going to be R anymore.
So that's what. So you say that, but Bob Eisner, I believe is the guy's last name,
lied through his teeth and said he'd make R-rated movies.
They said they are keeping Deadpool at rated R. That is what they said.
As the last one, probably.
Well, see, everyone keeps saying that, like, keeps acting like they're gonna have, Deadpool team up with, the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody kids or some shit like that. Like, here's the thing: Netflix and Marvel right now are producing some of the most insanely like adult content. I mean, you watch Jessica Jones or fucking the Punisher. It's like one of the most violent things I've ever seen. It's fucking glorious. But that's TVMA, so I'm not. Yeah,
those are prepaid for. Like, Netflix just pays out a lump sum for those.
No, I know, but I'm really hating this whole narrative that people are like, oh god, they're gonna like PG everything. They don't really PG their shit now, so I'm not worried that they're gonna do that with Deadpool. And if you've watched Ultimate Spider-Man the cartoon, you actually know that you can make Deadpool like fit in a PG box and still be funny. But that's a whole nother conversation. So that's all good. This is where I kind of get into the bad. The Simpsons, you can just wave goodbye to that because there's no way they'll keep that on the air. And to be totally honest with you, they should have ended The Simpsons like 10 years ago.
Well, I think the whole network of Fox is going to go away.
You think so? You think they'll?
I think over time, yeah. I mean, that now so they own Fox, right? Like, Disney owns Fox, so they own ABC and Fox. They're just competing against each other.
So ABC, to my knowledge, has always been a Disney thing.
Yeah, they're Disney for sure.
Yeah, so they own Fox. They own
they own all of Fox Television.
So that is where this is where the bad kicks in. I'm worried about It's Always Sunny. I'm really worried about It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, that's had its run though. Like, if we just get one farewell tour, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, that does worry me a little bit.
Yeah.
I do worry, too, about something like Bob's Burgers, which is just so fucking weird,
I don't think that one's, like, The Simpsons is worse than that one, I feel like. I feel like Bob's Burgers right up ABC's alley, probably. Or not ABC, but Disney being the owner, I don't know.
That's fair. So, I mean, there is some bad here. And so Fox, I was going down the list, dude. I didn't realize how much shit Fox owned. Like, when it comes to, the Die Hard movies, Aliens, Home Alone, which, trust me, they will fucking reboot. It is a matter of when, not if. They own a lot of shit, and it's kind of crazy when you think about what Fox owns and how they just have kind of just, it's wasted a good amount of it over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, man, because I mean, we talked about it a little bit while you were in Mexico. I mean, what was your initial thought when you read up on this?
This is America. This is what happens. Like, the big fish eats the slightly less big fish, and this is just the way it goes. But I like how happy it makes you that you're gonna get X-Men in the MCU. So, that's cool with me. But I mean, like, nothing bothers me about it. I don't think. Like, when I look at everything, I'm like, I don't care. This is just how the world works. Like, Disney's gonna end up owning everything. They're gonna be the biggest competitor, but all that's gonna do is force everybody else to try harder. Like, I saw something saying when Disney bought Fox, Netflix immediately boosted up their budget on original content. I mean, that's a good thing, right? It just fuels competition, right?
So here's the thing. Like, I agree with you. Like, I don't you put it. Fucking hit the nail on the head. The larger fish sometimes eats the slightly smaller fish, and and we talked about this all the time. I hate, I'll say it right now, I don't give a fuck. I hate Charter Communications. They're the worst fucking internet company in the world, but I'm here in Reno and they're like the main person. I fucking hate it, but they're the main fucking people out here. And what sucks is that, especially, dude, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you have your internet through AT&T or Comcast or evil Verizon or whoever.
Yeah.
But
AT&T buying DirecTV. There's another one that wasn't that long ago.
I mean, it there's such a monopoly on certain things.
Well, that's illegal, but
yeah,
people try.
Yeah, but it really does feel like that. Like, you have like 5 options for everything. I mean, dude, I remember even 8 years ago, there were so many more airlines you could fly. Now there's like 3. It's like, oh my god. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to... It's the
free market. It's how people win out, And, it's as free as you probably want to believe it's free, but when it comes down to it, I mean, the person that ends up doing the best has a bunch of money sitting around. If the person that's not doing as well wants a giant payday, like, more power to them. That's your right as an American to sell your company to a bigger company. So, I don't know, whatever.
I mean, so, my thing is, I get why some people are upset. I honestly do, because,
I think people just get upset because of, and if you're talking, like, I don't know why everybody gets upset, but I know people were upset that they were like, oh man, we like seeing all the violence of Logan and all the sex jokes and violence of Deadpool, and we want more R-rated comic book movies. And you're probably not going to get that from Disney, because Disney's in the business of making money, and they want everybody in high school and junior high to go see their movies. So, I mean, I don't think that's like, I don't know. I think the movies will probably end up being better, though, just because they're not as violent. Like, if you want the violence, you can always, like you said, turn to Netflix. You'll get some good violence there.
But the thing is, though, like, Disney owned Wolves, I believe it was TriStone at a point, and they were putting out, violent shit. The thing is, as much as Disney paints this whole, like, family-friendly, image, and they have dicks on the Little Mermaid cover, but whatever. But what Disney loves more...
That was all Walt Disney, by the way. He was just sneaking into the storyboarding room. He's like, no one will notice until it's out there.
Well, dude, if you're sitting around a room for 12 hours drawing Ariel, I'm sure you would get horny. So,
And if you're listening to this and you don't know what we're talking about, you need some YouTube stat. You need to go type in hidden sex messages in Disney movies.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody at this point has seen it at some point in their life, but if you haven't, it will blow your mind.
Yeah, emphasis on blow. Yeah. But damn it. Thank you. But honestly though, if the only thing Disney loves more than that is money, and they will market that. Dude, have you gone past like a Hot Topic or someplace like that? Like, the amount of Deadpool merchandise they are pushing is insane. Can you imagine what the merchandise would be with Disney pushing out Deadpool shit? There will be Deadpool, mouse ears and Deadpool knives that light up and shit. Like, Disney will push that marketing
and everything will get a little bit more expensive, but you kind of have to buy it because they are the only ones selling.
God, okay, that is something I genuinely despise about Disney. How they pull the whole, hey, we have these things in the vault. Hey, supply and demand. Where it's like we have like 10,000 Blu-rays of The Lion King.
Dude, that's classic Disney. They're like, we could slowly sell everything for a reasonable price over the course of 10 years, or just like keep it from everyone and then sell it all at once for some astronomical price.
Dude, seriously, I hated myself because I bought Aladdin, still 1999 HD, and the movie's been out for what, 25 years?
Oh yeah, I think a Blu-ray came out and it was like 30, 35 or something crazy when it first came out. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's like kiss my ass, and it's like I hated myself because I bought it because I fucking love Aladdin.
But they know those kids just bugging their parents, bugging them after they like have the 200th commercial on Nickelodeon to go buy it at their local Toys R Us, and they're like, mommy, dad, mommy, and they're just like, fine, $35, fuck you, Disney. And they'll just.
Dude, I was looking at how much tickets to Disneyland are. Holy shit!
Oh man.
I was like, I was like, do you realize how much weed I could buy?
And you know those parents are like, with all this money we're spending, we could have gone to a nice resort on the beach and drank cocktails, but we have to go here on the concrete floor in Anaheim, California, in the hot sun and die from dehydration at the end of the day because our kid wants to go see the space world again because they lose it.
I would imagine living in Anaheim with kids would just be the hardest fucking thing.
Oh,
they'd probably
dude.
just be like Disneyland all the time. You're just like, we cannot afford to go to Disneyland.
I'm sure they're like the billboards and then like the local news commercials to go are like, gotta be mind numbing.
Yeah, I can't. Oh god, I gotta admit, I haven't been there since I was 7. I'm trying to make a trip there.
Yeah,
like
I went when I was like 19 the last time, so it's been over a decade. And I went to California Adventure, and that one was like kind of cool, but yeah, I know you would probably freak out because now they got like Marvel stuff though, right?
Yeah, they have that Guardians of the Galaxy ride, man, and they're talking about putting like a Marvel like whole section of the park in like the next year.
Oh my gosh, I just realized there's gonna be a Simpsons world in Disney World.
Is there really?
Well, they didn't announce it, but just think they just bought the rights.
I didn't think about
they just bought the rights to Simpsons. They don't have to show the show on TV anymore. They'll get enough syndicated money for wherever it's playing on FX. They bought FX, so they can just play it on that channel nonstop. But I mean, yeah, dude, there's gonna be a Simpsons world. There has to be. That would be the easiest decision ever.
But I think it's funny that you bring that up. Thank you, because I can segue into this. Apparently the big driving factor for Disney buying Fox wasn't getting X-Men or Fantastic Four. It wasn't getting The Simpsons. It was getting Futurama, apparently.
Oh, interesting. I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
They must have plans to reboot it again. I mean, it's already been rebooted once, right?
Yeah, because it was on Comedy Central. So I have to admit, I've only watched maybe 12 episodes of Futurama. But everyone I talk to tells me it's just one of the best shows like they've ever seen. Like, do you love the show that much? Like, is it great? Or...
I was obsessed with the first couple seasons. I think the first couple seasons came on before Family Guy was around. What is that right? I forget
that sounds about right.
I forget the timeline, but I remember it was like around the same time, and I remember like. Yeah, it was just fresh because there wasn't a lot of clones. There was like King of the Hill, and King of the Hill is great in its own right, but it wasn't like to the level of some of these other shows now. I know that's like probably blasphemy for some people that are listening because they love King of the Hill, but it wasn't like my number one jam. But I remember Futurama coming out, and yeah, that was definitely like it was up there for one of my favorites at the time. I think I fell off. I haven't watched a lot of the later seasons.
You talking badly about that, you just pissed off every Roy Moore voter that we got listening to us right now. Good job, Colin.
I hear we have at least like 2 listeners in that area of Alabama, so my apologies.
Yeah, exactly. Probably, never mind. I was going to make a really terrible joke.
Just keep, whoever you're listening, I'm sure you're still hiding from Roy, so... we have a younger demographic.
If they're under 18, they are.
Yeah.
But what a douche. But anyway, so the thing about this though, you just know that they are gonna take genuine glee, and I say they reboot X-Men. I love James McAvoy as Xavier and Michael Fassbender as Magneto. But if I have to lose them to get rid of Jennifer Lawrence out of the X-Men movies, I'm totally okay with that. Because, you know what? Jennifer Lawrence, man, so spoiler alert, Mother is definitely going to be on my worst stuff. I actually rewatched that the other day. I was like, I am so sick of seeing this girl act. I'm so done with Jennifer Lawrence for 5 years. Like, easily. She's just like, oh yeah, I'm done for a while. I'm like, cool. Johnny Depp, same thing. Just both of them. Just go away. But she is just such a terrible Mystique and not comic book accurate at all. And I keep seeing all these reviews with people going like, oh my god, it's so cool to see her being a strong woman. I'm just like, fuck, really? That's all it takes for you to give her fucking praise? I'm so sick of those movies, man. Someone brought up Apocalypse to me the other day, and I got so upset thinking about that. I was like, fuck, I hated that movie. And I just, where the X-Men fight Ivan Ooze, that one. I'm so sick of shitty X-Men movies. So while some people are going to complain and, oh, Marvel has everything, Fox had, when did the first X-Men movie came? 2002, if memory serves correctly? Like, they had almost 20 years to get this right, and they have not been able to.
Yeah, you know what I think they need to do is just not make X-Men for like 5 years.
I'd be okay with that. Oh, by like 2000. So they had almost 20 years to get it right.
I think they just need to like chill out on X-Men and everybody can just like forget about the other ones because they should just all get kind of like forgotten at this point. I think that would be the smartest thing to do is like don't try and do too much too soon because I mean you can throw in a character here or there like if you get like a Wolverine sighting people will just freak out in Avengers 4 but like don't do too much with them and then I think they should just leave it alone for a while and just the fact that they own it there's going to be no competition in the box office with X-Men movies coming at them and they can just do whatever they want and then after a while people will start to miss the X-Men again and then they can drop this like complete reboot on everybody and blow everybody's minds.
I would do a Fantastic Four movie before I would do an X-Men movie.
Yeah, because I don't even think a lot of people saw the last Fantastic Four because it was just absolutely hammered by critics.
Oh, we saw it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, it made no money though. Like,
true.
Not a lot of people saw that.
Yeah, I'm really happy it made no money. That movie was fucking... Like, I remember you and Scott didn't hate it as much as I did, but I fucking despise that movie. It's easily in my top 10 probably least favorite movies ever. I fucking hate that movie. Mm-hmm. What was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah. So fun fact. Yeah, I'm gonna spitball here. I'm gonna fancy book a little bit. This is what I would do for a Fantastic Four movie. Because in Ant-Man, there he talked about the whole multiverse concept, or in Doctor Strange they even bring that up. You can use that time stone, have Thanos rewind something, say that hey he create like a tear in time, which you could very easily explain. Boom, Fantastic Four pop out, and that building, the Avengers Tower that was sold in Spider-Man Homecoming. I mentioned that in the fucking review. I thought that was going to end up being the Baxter Building, which is a Fantastic Four home headquarters. Boom, Fantastic Four movie. You're welcome, Marvel. Go ahead and use my idea. You get that for free. But
wow, we better see that check when that happens.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
Better get that check. Just make it out the real pineapple.
I just went ahead and gave you a plot right there, 20 seconds, boom.
Mm-hmm.
But
don't waste it,
but,
Marvel. It's gold.
Yeah, we're just sponsor us. We'd be okay with that. But honestly, though, man, I'm excited about this. I do realize why people are nervous, which a lot of my friends were like, "Really, yeah. You're not, But I think for the most part, this will be a good thing. Because let's keep in mind, people did the same thing when Disney bought Marvel. I was freaking out. I was like, oh, God, it's going to be Captain America, teaming up with Hannah Montana to beat up bullies or some crap like that. I was terrified. I really was. And it has been so easy as a nerd to get Marvel shit now because Disney fucking just merchandises the shit out of everything. Fun fact, I have an Iron Man backpack and a Deadpool wallet. Like, it's been so easy to get. And I'm drinking out of a Captain America cup right now with my mixed drink. So yeah. So
they definitely know how to merchandise. They want those. Got to get a lunch pail on every kid going into school.
That's right, man. They will go. They'll put Deadpool in a lunchbox gift to a 5-year-old.
No shame.
Like,
he could be cutting some dude's head off.
Yeah, look at him smile through his mask. Isn't that cute? Disney doesn't give a fuck. They will totally do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I think we'll get a Fantastic Four movie in 2020. And the reason I say that, just in closing here, Kevin Feige, if you read that Variety Fair interview he did about a month ago, he said they've got Marvel has like 20 movies planned out for the next like 10 years apparently. And he was really vague on what those movies were, but he says they have at least the first 10 planned out. And all I was sitting there thinking is, oh my god, this Fox deal is going to happen. One of those will be a Fantastic Four movie. I'll say I say we'll get that in 2020. I'm going to call that right now. I think we'll get a Fantastic Four movie in 2020. So, you heard it here first. Yep. But
and you'll be able to eventually watch it all on Hulu, brought to you by Disney, which they also now own.
So that's so. You know, we got to talk about it real quick. You know what I hate though? I really hate that Disney is taking, because Disney already said like, oh yeah, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, who gives a fuck? You know, all the Netflix stuff, Punisher, goodbye. It's all coming to our streaming service. And I'm just like, damn it. Because I know myself, I'm going to buy the fucking streaming service because I want to watch.
It might just be Hulu, though. So
it might
be. To be seen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure, you know, be funny so Hulu screen and like mouse ears pop up when you sign in. I get a laugh out of that. But, yeah, I mean, any final thoughts on this whole deal?
I don't know. The real wild card in all of this is Rupert Murdoch, the dude that just got the $52 billion, basically. Yeah, I don't know. That's insane to me. What's he gonna do with it? I guess he was just bored with Fox. He's just like, that dude. By the way, it's very noteworthy to mention that Fox News, Fox Sports, none of that got bought by Disney. They were like, yeah, you can keep all that.
Oh, it didn't?
No, Fox News is still owned by Rupert Murdoch. He's just a big news and sports guy. He's like, you can have the TV and the movie stuff. Yeah.
Oh man, I really want to see fucking like Sean Spicer like have like dunk ball like in a dunk tank like fall.
Yeah, and it would have been really interesting too. That was like one of the big things I noticed, because if Fox Sports 1 specifically got bought by Disney, all those shows are done. Yeah. They're gonna shut down the network because they're gonna be competing against their own ESPN. They would just merge everybody together, and it would be just hilarious because then you would have got Skip Bayless and Stephen A. back together and like the rematch of the Millennium.
Well, it would be great. They're like, okay, we can only have one white guy here. Max Kellerman against Stephen against Skip Bayless, like to the death.
Yeah,
fight with lightsabers.
They would have their own. Yeah, they would have their own show right before they faced Stephen A. like the next hour. So they'd debate each other, and the winner would debate Stephen A.
I would watch that. That great.
Yeah, but no, Rupert Murdoch, he got a $52 billion check, and he keeps Fox News and Fox Sports 1, and he's just going to do whatever he does with those.
How much food, booze, hookers, and pills could $52 billion buy?
I know. I was like, what do you even do with that? He's just like, I'm going to buy Micronesia.
Like, oh man, I would just be buying the most ridiculous things. Like, I would buy like a gold-plated dildo to like fuck someone with or something.
Glad we got your number one out of the way.
I'll sit there and I'm like, what's the most inappropriate thing I can say? Yeah, gold-plated dildo, perfect.
You're like that guy at like the Kentucky Derby that's like writing down a scorecard, and the news lady goes up to him. This is videos on YouTube, and she's just like, "Hey, sir, what would you buy if you won the Kentucky Derby?" And he was like, "Oh, what would I buy with all the money?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, probably just like a bunch of hookers and cocaine." And then she was like, "That's not what we wanted to hear, folks. All right, so back to you, Jim." I was like, that guy gets it.
Not all heroes wear capes, Colin.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good.
I mean,
for
you
that guy.
you are at a degenerate horse gambling betting station. You're probably not going to get a bunch of world peace answers.
Oh God. Why does NATO feel so obsolete? Yeah, you're gonna hear.
But we digress.
Yeah. What a great honest answer. Good for him. Good for him for being honest.
Yeah.
Like not giving some bullshit
Yeah,
answer. Like,
I wish Rupert Murdoch would sit, if they interviewed him, he was just like, hookers and cocaine. I don't watch Fox News.
You know what? If he came out even tomorrow, was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy some black help and make them watch Fox News. I'd be like, you know, at least you're honest. like you're a prick, but at least you're honest. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. Like pull some Get Out shit. Like you love Trump. He's good for you. Like, pull some bullshit like that. But
That's enough money to make some Get Out shit happen. I believe it.
Oh dude, that's scary. Don't say that. He's got me really paranoid saying that. But.
Have we officially slandered Murdoch's name yet? We're still waiting for those cease and desists. We're waiting for our first one. We're gonna frame it.
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah. No, Rupert Murdoch, you run a great news organization.
Yeah.
And The Five isn't one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my fucking life. But
I don't even know what that is.
It's like The View, but for dummies, basically.
Yes.
Which is saying something. Right? That might be.
What's it called?
That might be.
It
Five.
doesn't matter what its name is. Sorry.
You bastard.
just Balboa'd you.
You son of a bitch. I thought you're rocking me. That
Yeah.
sounded weird. But
Oh, I rocked you.
Alright, this is falling off the rails. Alright, guys. So let's know your thoughts on this merger. I'd like to get people's thoughts on this. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. Follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean at The Real Pineapple. You can follow Colin on Twitter at
The Real O'Neill.
You can follow our buddy Scott on Twitter at Nearman the First. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll have reviews up this weekend for Jingle All the Way and Pitch Perfect 3. I'm gonna bite the bull on that damn Pitch Perfect. And we'll have a review next week for the Shape of Water, which I'm so excited to see that fucking.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Rocky Balboa, we're gonna see Jumanji.
Hell yeah, that's right. God, there's so much shit coming out this next week. God damn, but excited though.
I hope people are thoroughly upset that I just keep saying the wrong rock. By the way.
Perfect. Oh wow, I did not even. Good God! All right, that is how slow I am right now, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon.
Marrow.